Here, what do you think of this song?
What we playing this song for?
But first,
We about to talk to Alan playing this
I
song?
know, but just answer the question. Do you like this song?
Not for who we about to talk to.
Well, I think you better get used to the song. Apparently, this is the Flyers' song. It's like they play this in the locker room.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
It's like they're dancing on my own.
I mean, it's a nice song, but I didn't see the correlation because we about to talk to Al, right?
Yeah, so this is a Flyers' song.
Oh, wow. I guess if it works.
Okay. So the official seal of approval from Hugh Douglas. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, hey, whatever it takes, man.
That's-
Whatever it takes.
That's how. That's
My Hugh Douglas.
That's what we're talking about.
He's back.
Whatever it takes to win. All
Finally.
right, let's welcome in our guest here, Al Morganti, who is as excited as we are because we got playoff hockey coming up this weekend. The Flyers and the Penguins. Al, how you doing today?
Well, I prefer Welcome to the Jungle to Man I Need, but the NHL has become a really cool TikTok league, I guess you would call it. They've got some good vibes going on in that league, and it's fun to see the guys having fun, but it's not what I would pick.
Yeah, me neither, Al. But you know what? I tell you what is fun for me is to see you and the enthusiasm that you have every post game when I see you out there, Al. And I gotta ask, man, because you were here, you know, before Taka got here, and you saw the team and everything and how it was going. What has this transformation been like for you to see the Flyers have this kind of run that they're on and the city have this kind of buzz?
Well, it's been really cool through Tocchet and Torts and Danny Briere, and covered him as a player. It's cool when you cover guys like that. But I've been really impressed with I think people should realize where they've come from in like 3 years. If you just look at the point totals, I mean, to get to 98 at this point, it's pretty remarkable. While not, and this is what I tried to understand at the beginning of all this, having gone through that Sixers process thing. You can't surrender. You can't surrender having a bunch of guys, no matter where they are on the talent chart, not want to win every night. You just can't you can't let that creep into an organization because you're bringing kids in all the time. So no matter what the result, you have to try to win every night. And that you have to play checkers and chess at the same time, I guess is what it amounts to. And the way that Danny Briere has managed to do that, and rightfully, there were a lot of doubters, and some of the people that he picked up and what he did and hiring Tocchet. And I thought, yeah, I liked it. I actually liked Tortorella. I think he should get some credit for what's going on here, to be coached hard. And that's what they've done here. But I think more than anything else, I think you see the expectations as an organization of what happens when you come in. Even last night, I mean, you know, a bunch of kids come in, they played hard. And that I think is the ethic that you want to have go on. It's funny, I posted on X or Twitter, whatever it is called now, the what's gone on in Columbus while the Flyers were getting good at the end of the season. And their coach, veteran coach, Rick Bowness, he just, I don't know that I've ever heard a coach level a team, players, I mean, just the whole team, with an L that he put on their foreheads like I did last night after the game. It was remarkable. But it was the difference in the two organizations at the end of the year. One that just responded to all kinds of pressure, and the other just fell apart because of culture.
I saw it, Al. It was awesome. I mean, it almost, he didn't use the word, but it almost was like he got up there for 2 minutes and called them losers. I mean, he basically said they didn't want to win. They didn't care enough. That's an indictment on, I mean, when your coach says you don't want to win enough, it's a remarkable indictment. You're right. It's hard to think of a coach doing that for that long. It's not a throwaway line. I mean, he went on and on.
No, I went on once. Said, like, I don't know if I'm going to be back next year, but whoever's got this job has to change this.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, and that was the message after the Olympic break or whatever, when the Flyers have been playing okay, and that's when that I think is when you have a guy that's been there talk it. Like, now the games are going to get difficult, which is why when they said that West Coast trip was so important, because this is when the games get difficult. And they responded very well, as did the team across state that they're going to have to play.
All right, Al, let's get to that. And that series coming up this weekend. So I think there's two ways to look. I'm curious which way you choose to see it and your experience covering hockey for all these years. you have two different kinds of teams, right? One that has a lot of experience, a ton of players that have been there a million times, and then this team, which really doesn't have much playoff experience. Some of the guys have, some of the older guys in the Flyers were here, but a lot of new guys, a lot of younger guys that don't have playoff experience. Even Vladar, who's been there a couple times with the Bruins when he first arrived, and then the Flames, but not much. Which team do you give the advantage to? Is it a good thing the Flyers kind of go in without any of that in their head, or is it one of those things you have to kind of see how they respond once they drop the puck this weekend?
I think you sort of have to see how they respond, but I don't think – look, fans are going to hate to hear this. The advantage that Pittsburgh has is Sidney Crosby. That's the advantage. They've got a terrific coach this year. He's done a hell of a job, kind of changed everything there. The veteran players have played very well. They lack some discipline. They're kind of a wide open team. But, I mean, this guy, I hate doing this and being in Philadelphia and having to say how much he means to the sport and to that team. But the Flyers play him very well in terms of emotion, but boy, he can come in here and tear things up. He's not a cliche in terms of, watch out for that guy, that will to win thing. It's real. It's hard to do here in Philly because, I remember in 2017, that was the Eagles' this is great to say, first Super Bowl, right? The parade. I remember in the middle of all that green, there was one guy with a sign up that said, Crosby still sucks. Crosby still sucks. And I'm like, this is where we're at. To me, if there's any advantage there, I think the Flyers can win this series. I think their goaltending's better. I think their discipline will be better in their zone. I worry about him, and that's a rightful worry.
Man for man, who do you think's better right now? I mean, obviously the Crosby factor is a huge one. It always will be as long as he's playing and all the experience he has, and he's an all-time player. Player for player, though, if you're looking at the two rosters, would you give the advantage to Flyers right now, or is it the Penguins who come in with the higher seed?
I think it would be the Penguins just based on pedigree there and the fact that Carlson's having an unbelievable season and their veterans who I thought might really struggle have played well. They've moved Malkin to a wing, Raquel in the middle. They've done some things, and their coach has been really, really good in this. But in hockey, when you go man for man, there's a huge 3 points to 1 to goaltenders, and I'm of the belief that the Flyers will have a big advantage in goal. I know the other guy's been there, done that. They'll probably use two. Haven't been there and done that. But what Vladar has done is, if he responds every time. So, I think there's an advantage there. And that's where I think that's where this whole thing could be settled.
Al, did you know that Vladar has never seen Star Wars? That kind of blew my mind yesterday.
I guess I don't know what kind. I guess it's a worldwide thing. I don't know. But I wouldn't. I've seen it, but I'm old.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I think you got to remember. When you try to. It's funny when you try to do things now. As you get older, you can't use references that you think are normal.
Yeah.
And then they'll look at you like cross-eyed and say, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, we starting to age out.
Aging out. You can't. You got to go. Man, I need, and not Welcome to the Jungle. Right?
Man, I need is crazy. I was wondering. I'm not gonna lie. I was wondering why they was playing, especially knowing we were talking to Al. What the hell did this song have to do with anything?
It has a lot to do with things.
Yeah.
Come on,
what? I'm not gonna lie though.
Sing it.
This is a nice little beat.
It does have a good beat.
But it's not what I would expect to be in a hockey locker room before the game.
But everything's changed. This is a pretty cool league now. The kids are pretty cool coming up. You've got some, Zegras, Drysdale. They're you got to be in tune with what's going on. You got, in Jersey, Jack Hughes dating a pop singer there. It's all kinds of stuff going on, and I think it's good. I think this sport relates to young people more than most people think, and especially now the fastest growing sport in the country is women's hockey. So there's a vibe that if you're not catching it, you're missing the wave on this league. It's a bunch of really, hockey players generally are pretty good guys, and they're a little bit cooler now. Those days of, when you do your interview, you just look at your shoes or your skates. Those days are over. You come in, and I noticed Tippett. I think Tippett was on yesterday. Vladar was on. Vladar he's a very unique character to me for a goaltender. Most goaltenders, when you watch them interact, even in a game, it's kind of like a tennis player. they're just on their own island type of thing. But he comes over to the bench during timeouts, and he's also very inclusive of Ersson, the backup goaltender, who's had a hell of a second half after the Olympic break. He includes him almost in every statement. You won't get to an interview with him without him including him. Now that sounds corny, but Hugh, sometimes corny stuff really works. I mean, they make whiskey out of corn, so it's got to be pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
That stuff can really work, and their coaching has been exceptional. And I think Michkov could be a real weapon in this, because what I saw last night and the last few games, it's different. The cliche is to keep your skates moving. A lot of times he's got his skates in it's called a mohawk or a 10-2, and he's not really moving. But he's been flying here. He still does some things that'll drive you bonkers. But man, when he gets that. The goals to him are like oxygen, and he's starting to feel it now. And he could be a huge weapon in this.
Well, that'd be great if he can turn it on here, Al. Home ice, obviously, it's the Penguins in this series, but the Flyers, I think I saw it yesterday, they have maybe the fifth most road wins in the NHL this year. They've been a good road team. Why do you think that is, and how big is home ice, and do you think they'll be fine playing in Pittsburgh for some of these big games?
Well, they've done, if you wind back to the previous series, I think the last time they played in the playoffs was 2018.
Yeah, other than the COVID year or whatever.
But I don't think they won a home game that year. I think they won their games in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh won the games here. It was really strange. I don't know that home ice. Like, I have this theory on home ice and home field and home court and all that now. I think some of that advantage has evaporated with replay. I actually think you used to get an advantage when you'd howl and the ref goes one way or the other in whatever sport. And I think now that's kind of been eradicated because they go to replay and they could be made, that doesn't work. So I don't know that home ice is going to matter here in a game 7, I guess, but I don't think so. I think, again, I think Crosby really feeds off of that when he's here. He's one of those guys, the louder it is against him, he comes up and has his monsters. So, but I think you might have an advantage that Tocchet was close. He's close to Crosby, Malkin, those guys. And I think if anybody can put together some sort of coverage to kind of negate or neutralize as best you can, I think he'd be a real good candidate for that. I worry some about, having, your center position against them. Zegras has been playing really well, but that's a team, if you lose any sort of structure, they can fly. They play, I won't say fly, they can scramble as really good to, they'll get 6-7 goals a game at times. So, and from their defensemen too. So I think that's something to worry about if you're looking for stuff to worry about. But I don't think they're worried. This is a rare case in Philadelphia where you go in kind of without any sort of problems in terms of, like the Phillies, you guys would already complain about Bohm and this and that, right? Because you're not where your feet are with those teams. You're in October. This team, you're with one of those rare opportunities in Philly where you are where your feet are. They're just here right now, and it's a great thing to go in having that feeling.
I agree. It reminds me a little bit of the Phillies when they first got in 4 years ago. Yeah. Like that October was like, I'm just play today, win today, and let's keep going.
Yeah, and next year the Flyers will go in. Everybody looking ahead to to the playoffs going in, and they don't have, and they've got this Martone is this is the real deal. This guy. You look what he did last night, even his positioning in front. It takes a little while for other teams to adjust to he's not going to get some of that room in front of the net that he's got right now, because when you see what he's doing there, it's like he's devastating there. Maybe he'll draw penalties that way. But he can be a big influence coming in at this point in the season and playing the physical game that he plays. So it's going to be terrific. You couldn't draw up a better scenario, right?
You cannot. It's awesome.
No, it's perfect. And the league's got to be loving it. This is great for the league.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the TV series for me in the first round by far. That should be the best one. Al, last one for you. Is it a good thing? Not a good thing? Like for the Flyers, that seemingly I'm a doppelganger for the Penguins head coach Dan Muse.
That's crazy. I saw the picture.
I think you are.
I think it's a good thing for the Flyers. I mean,
think it's.
if I'm coaching the Penguins, we're moving on.
It is a good thing, but don't estimate. He's done a really, really good job. Isn't that weird? Like all the attention was to the Rangers hiring Sullivan and the Flyers getting Tocchet and so going there, and then this guy, and he's come in and he's done a really, really cool job getting everybody to buy in there. Not the easiest thing with all those veterans, and I don't know that I've ever seen a team with so many to have played three guys played together for that long. That's like the Rolling Stones.
You know what, Al? Can I just say this? And I'm glad you're here because yesterday when I said that, these two yahoos right here killed me for that.
That's not true.
That is true.
No.
Because I'm like, dude, to be on the same
club. We were trying
club.
to hate the Penguins, and you're sitting here
clinched,
basically wearing the jersey.
Clinched the playoff spot. You're talking about admiration and respect.
Because to play in one spot for
Penguins
21 seasons
was a
with the same individuals.
Do you know what city you're in?
Disgrace.
It's Mick Jagger and
Al, thank you. I don't feel so bad.
At some point, the tour's got to end.
I don't feel so bad. I mean, the tour has to end, but I don't feel so bad now because Al's basically saying the same thing.
You should feel worse. Al, thank you for hopping on. We'll talk to you soon.
No worries, guys. Have a good one.
There he goes. Al Morganti with us here. Getting us ready for the Flyers. It's different when Al says it.
No, it is.
Al
I get it.
Covers hockey.
I cover. I'm Mr. Black Hockey. What you talking about?
That's true. That is true.
But it's just Al cares a little bit more.
Yeah,
he does care a little bit more.
He's a hockey OG.
He definitely is the hockey OG.
More respected hockey voice.
No,
Al
it is.
Morganti,
It's definitely.
Hugh
It
Douglas.
definitely hits different when Al says it. But I also I get great joy when I look over at Joe and I'm like, yeah, I told you.
That's his favorite thing during interviews. Like, oh, this person agrees with me. I told you.
I told you so. Yeah.
And what are you going to say to them?
Ha!